Hey guys, Dom here, back again with another Starfield video. Now, as always, I've been lying in bed at night, listening to the relaxing Skyrim soundtrack, and of course, thinking about Starfield. Only this time, I've been going over all of the things that could harm Bethesda's new IP, and going over what Bethesda need to absolutely avoid while creating Starfield. So today I wanted to share with you all what I believe would be the absolute worst choices Bethesda could make while creating Starfield. And I've narrowed it down to 5 key things Bethesda need to avoid. So starting at number 5, a voiced protagonist. Now, going back to Fallout 4, the game was hugely successful, selling over 1.2 million copies in the game's first 24 hours of release. But one of Fallout 4's flaws for a lot of fans was the change for a voiced protagonist and a complete overhaul of the dialogue system. And while I completely understand why Bethesda opted for a voiced character to help portray a more cohesive story, it did take away a huge portion of Fallout's role-playing aspects, a huge staple in Bethesda Game Studios' previous titles. And while Brian T. Delaney and Courtney Taylor both did an amazing job with their roles, the community and Todd Howard himself agreed that the dialogue system in Fallout 4 didn't really work that well for Fallout.
Fans are used to it over time that we do like to try new things, and we'll have some successes. You know, I think the shooting in Fallout 4 is really good. I think it plays really well. Obviously, the way we did some dialogue stuff, that didn't work as well, but it was, I think, you know, I know the reasons we tried that to make a nice interactive conversation, but less successful than other things in the game. And so for us, we take that feedback, and I think it's, I think long term.
So I think it's safe to say that the community doesn't want another voiced protagonist for Starfield. For me, I want to return to the clever and witty dialogue options seen in previous BGS titles, giving us, the player, the true freedom to become and say what we want, and to give us back control of who we want to be in this universe. So moving on to my number 4 slot, which is an outdated engine, i.e. the current form of the creation engine. Now for me, this is a big one. Of course, while I do love games like Skyrim and Fallout 4, I mean heck, I am a Bethesda channel, I've always felt that one of Bethesda's biggest issues was with its creation engine. And while it's perfect for what they do for building and creating these big and beautiful worlds like Skyrim and Fallout 4's Boston, it's fair to say that Bethesda always run into their fair share of glitches and performance issues with the current creation kit. And after Fallout 4, I always had the thought of, this is how far the creation engine can go. Fallout 4 is literally pushing the current creation engine to its limits. To which I was surprised to find out that Fallout 76 was using the same creation kit as Fallout 4, only turning the single player engine online, which led to its own set of problems. Lagging, bad pop-ins, textures sometimes not loading in, and much, much more.
God! Oh my god, this is incredible. Dude! This is incredible! Oh my god. Dude, that's creepy. That's so creepy. Oh my god.
It was evident again that while Fallout 76 isn't always like this, and the design of West Virginia is truly amazing and well done and unique to Fallout itself, it was evident that the current creation engine is truly at its limits in both graphics and function. Bethesda honestly for Starfield need to ditch this current creation engine, as it is now holding them back in creating a true masterpiece. with Starfield. Luckily, we do know since PAX East 2019 that Bethesda are indeed working on a brand new build for the Creation Engine, including next generation photorealistic graphics and more next generation technology, helping Bethesda create more believable worlds and technology. We also know that this tech will first be seen in Starfield, so this one is a pretty safe bet to say that Bethesda will avoid this incident. It's just I'd hate for Starfield to release and it still kind of look like Fallout 4. Now, my number 3 spot goes to co-op and multiplayer. Now, it goes without saying that not everyone was sold on the fact that the latest installment of Fallout was a completely online title, which had people craving for a more traditional Bethesda experience. An experience where you set off on your own adventure and make your own choices and create your own playstyle throughout the world. Although I must admit that Fallout 76 has grown a fair bit in popularity since its release, it's still evident that not everybody wants to play online. It's clear that people still want, more than anything, a truly single-player game from Bethesda Game Studios. And while I understand Fallout 76's purpose, keeping the Fallout franchise active while BGS Maryland won't be working on Fallout for quite some time, it's safe to say that people would not be happy to see if Starfield had multiplayer as a feature. Now, moving right along from that, my number 2 thing I think Bethesda needs to avoid is a linear main story / questline. Now, what I mean by this is Starfield's questline / story needs to be as freeing and as diverse as possible. As I've said in previous videos, the success of Starfield will heavily rely on how much player choice will be included into the game. Like in older Bethesda Game Studios titles, the main story or the end result would change depending on the actions and choices you made throughout your playthrough. It really invited you to play differently, or if you didn't like the end result, encouraged you to revisit those decisions and adjust your character accordingly. Again, unlike Fallout 4, where you felt like you were just going through the motions to tell a more streamlined story. And with Starfield being a brand new sci-fi title, the possibilities are endless to how each story can unravel. The seemingly endless possibilities for multiple playthroughs for different characters, playstyles, and overall immerse yourself in a different experience each time. Again, Starfield's story should tailor around you and how you choose to exist in this universe. Now, my number 1 thing Bethesda needs to avoid like the plague of Dunwall, and that is microtransactions. Now, I think I speak for everyone when I say microtransactions are universally hated, and that it can destroy a game's reputation no matter how good the content of the game may be. Now, over recent times, we have seen Bethesda and ZeniMax add these microtransactions to their recent titles, such as the Atomic Store in Fallout 76, and the more damaging loot chests in the Elder Scrolls Blades. Now, I don't have to tell you the sort of damage microtransactions caused to the release of the Elder Scrolls Blades. Every review, every news update on Blades, scrutinizing the game for these loot chests, and it almost sank the game months after release. Damage I'm still not sure the Elder Scrolls Blades has fully recovered from. So when it comes to Starfield, I think it's a safe bet that BGS, above all else, needs to avoid microtransactions in Starfield. Again, just make their worlds more explorable and have all the best items in game, and have that reward of finding and searching for those best items in the game, just like in previous BGS titles. And then in a few years, open up Starfield for modders to create cool and unique weapons and armor. Do it that way like you used to do. So there you have it, my 5 things I believe Bethesda need to avoid while creating Starfield. What do you guys think? Do you agree, or do you have some more to add? Let me know in the comments down below. Best ones get featured in the credits of these videos. Also, gain some good karma and consider supporting the Patreon. Every patron is helping this channel go full time. And if you liked this video, hit that on that like and subscribe button. And as always, we found life beyond this Starfield.